remember Cleveland fell to the Yankees in the CS last year. And if there's one man who can get them back, it's the man who has more RBI in that uniform than Jim Thome, darn it. How the heck did this happen with José Ramírez?
Where would the Guardians be without José Ramírez and our man Stephen Vogt, like we said?
We'll give voters some love.
But, D-Ro, when you start talking about a guy that's now second to Jim Thome.
Is he like Cooperstown starting to like?
I actually think so.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's where he's trending towards. And then you're second also in stolen bases to a guy named Kenny Lofton, who probably should be in the Hall of Fame too. But
we used to think 30-30 seasons were like so otherworldly.
Yeah, this guy's just throwing him out every year.
Laces his cleats up in spring and says, "All right."
Yeah. Let's take a look at what actually what he's been doing and how good he is. I think sometimes, if Booney's listening, he always says, "Wait, quit saying we don't appreciate José Ramírez." Well, listen, we're gonna do an appreciation tape right now, Booney, of José Ramírez. I'll tell you that right now. But
get in there.
You talk about the bullet off the wall, and now the stolen base. There it is, second to Kenny Lofton. I mean, this guy flat out. You talk about clutch.
He came in cold into this series, and they needed him.
They need him big time. But look at this right here. The F4 leader since the start of 2020. You got Ohtani. We know that. You got Judge, Soto, 700-plus mil. José Ramírez sitting right here, and Trey Turner. This guy's one of the, talk about all-around players, what he does defensively, what he does offensively as far as stealing bases, driving in runs, hitting home runs. So impressive. But you just said, 30-30, 20-20. And this guy, I mean, it's impressive. This is a guy, if you go to pay attention every single day, that you appreciate what José Ramírez does. I mean, this is just to take that base to second base, but how good he is night in and night out. And there's another incredible board. Most 2020 seasons in Major League Baseball history. Bonds. Bonds' dad, Bobby, was really good too. Bobby Abreu gets overlooked at times, but José Ramírez, Eric the Red Man, ED can flat out play if he didn't get hurt, and Carlos Beltran. But José Ramírez, with time to go, he could be the #1 guy in this list when it's all said and done. And you're right, D-Ro, we could be talking about Cooperstown bound for José Ramírez. But the one thing that impresses me so much about José Ramírez is, D-Ro, how hard it is to hit one way. You hit righty, I hit lefty. It was hard enough. This guy, his lefty-righty splits are incredible. He's one of the best switch hitters, probably when it's all said and done, of all time. But to do what he does as far as from the left side and the right side, with the power that he hits, with the average that he hits, with the home runs that he hits.
And he's one-dimensional.
Yeah.
He pulls everything.
He's on top.
He's on top of it. He's daring you. He gets out and around everything.
But look at these splits, dude. As a left-hander, this is what he is doing. I mean, look, he's the same guy.
Same guy.
He's basically the same guy from both sides of the plate, which I think is
like
so
Freddie
impressive.
Freeh versus lefties, righties, doesn't matter. He's the same guy in every situation.
Yeah, no, it's incredible. So when I see that, man, I just think that's even more impressive what he does. I mean, he's a real matchup problem. Every single night he's a matchup problem for bullpen. So it's incredible. And then you start to go. You talked about it early on. I mean, just the way he can get through the baseball, how he, that little changeup right there. But we talked about, too, how close he is to the plate.
Yeah.
This guy is right on top of the dish. And I actually think he's he's 4 inches off as a right. Can you pause that real quick? I want to talk about what I think being on the plate. You talk about Cal Raleigh, a lot of different guys on the plate. This right here, I believe, I used to be on the plate. Bonds was on the plate. I think it helps you turn better, because let me tell you why. When you're on top of the plate, you can really take that inside. You could almost eliminate the ball and you say, no, I don't want that. I'm going to give it to you. I'm pushing you out here where I could take that pitch middle away and still hit you to right center. I think that's why José Ramírez, when you're on top of the dish, it's tough to go. Go ahead and run this. It's tough to pitch to a guy like José Ramírez. He's challenging you to come inside, and he can cover pretty much everything. And this is the ball right here. 3-1, a ball fading away here, and look at where that pitch is. 87, he pulls it down the right field line. And the reason being, he's right on top of the dish. Look at this one here. This one's off the plate, away. But it gets his arms extended, it's a line drive to right field. So there's something to be said about his approach as a lefty. With that ball fading away, he can still cover that plate. And like I said, D-Ro, guys in the big leagues, it's tough to pitch in. It's tough to pitch in, especially with a guy that's on the dish, just like Jose Ramirez is. But you look right here, the highest pull percentage since 21. You know, Ramirez
I
is sitting
guarantee
right
somebody in the minors, too. I'm just sitting here watching that because it's like what I believe in from an offensive profile. If I had Jose Ramirez, like somebody in the minors probably tried to tell him, up the middle the other way, up the middle the other way. It's like, no, that doesn't work for him.
Right.
Get him on the dish and
get your arms extended and drive the ball.
There's different ways to be uber successful at this.
There's only one way, D-Ro, and it's on Instagram.
No.
I haven't found it yet.
But look at these guys that are right on the dish. You know, Ketel Marte, Ramirez, the guys that are having some nice years. Bellinger's having a really nice year on top of the dish. But like I said, I think there's something to be said about getting on the plate, challenging guys to come in. If you could throw me 3 balls.
You were on the plate?
I was on the plate. I say, if you could throw me 3 balls right here, I'm going to tip my cap.
Yeah, that was
I'm going to tip my cap. If you could throw me 3 balls right here, I'm going to tip my cap. But guess what? Now I know visually when I'm on top of the dish, anything in,
ball.
That's a ball. On the black, that's yours. You got it. If you could do it 3 times, that's yours. I'm going to give that to you. But I'm going to push my eyes out over the plate.
But are you trying to take that out over the plate the other way? Because he's not.
No, but I'm saying that's what I think. Even going back, if I went back, I probably would have tried to take that pitch middle of the way and still hit it to right center.
See, I
not
honestly,
try to be so.
What's crazy, and that's why I say like there's a sinus rhythm to everyone's swing. To pull a baseball for me was difficult. It didn't feel comfortable. Like the power felt that way to me.
Right.
So like to get on the plate and to think, my left arm doesn't even want to like clean itself to pull the ball consistently.
Right.
But it's crazy to watch this guy have so much success eliminating a side of the field.
Yeah. No, it's incredible.
He's kind of a unicorn when you think about it.
Yeah. Oh, it works.
The other way, he says no. The splits lefty-righty are insane.
Yeah.
You show that full screen.
Well, he's not a unicorn. He's a J-Ram. That's right.
He's a liger.
Yeah.
He's a liar.
He might be a Hall of Famer when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
Remember, the Guardians 2.5 back to begin a big series against the Kansas City Royals, who are also into that AL postseason picture.